And as we welcome you back on the AM show, we cross over to Nigeria, where we have Victor Matthias, a tech journalist with Channels TV, who joins us as we talk about this bit of a surprise when it comes to a Twitter ban in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mr. Matthias, thank you very much for joining us all the way from Nigeria.
It's a pleasure.
Great. So we know that it was on the back of a tweet by President Buhari, which was taken down because it appeared to target a secessionist group in the southern belt of Nigeria. And then we heard from the Information Ministry with regard to how Twitter had allowed misinformation, fake news, and others on its platform. What has been the real, feeling, sentiment of people in Nigeria on the back of this Twitter ban?
Well, the sentiment and the feeling hasn't really been good. I mean, a lot of people have been complaining because they feel, and not justifiably so, that their means of livelihood has been cut off via the Twitter ban. So the general feeling hasn't really been good. Even the international community has been weighing in on the matter. The US, the EU, the UK, Canada, Ireland, Norway, a couple of international communities and other countries, have also been talking about it, and they feel that it is a violation of the rights to freedom of speech and expression, and also a right of people to impart and also to get and access information via Twitter.
Now, one of the things that has been cited by those same countries, organizations that you have mentioned, is that this is going to limit free speech. Over the course of the last few days, would you say that has been felt a limiting factor? Of course, there are other social media platforms on which people can interact. Has the ban on Twitter really limited free speech?
Well, you need to look at it from a perspective of how it does so. So a lot of people have actually been using Twitter to voice their concerns and also to hold the government to account. But if you cut them off via a medium that they feel is very effective, very fast, they would have that feeling that their speech has been limited. Of course, like you said, there are other platforms where people can actually voice their discontent against policies of the government. But in recent time, we all know that people actually dwell more on Twitter. Facebook is there as well. You have YouTube, you have Instagram. But most of the times, all of these platforms usually link or share their links on Twitter, which gives it a lot more visibility and also a far and wider reach. That's why you have this concern been raised. But the thing is, not only speech has been limited, information has also been limited. It would interest you to know that the NCDC, that's the National Center for Disease Control, has not really released results of COVID tests, number of cases recorded, or number of deaths, since the ban, because all government agencies are no longer tweeting. Even the president's handle hasn't tweeted. His aides have not also. This is a medium that has not only provided an avenue for people to speak, but it is an avenue, like I said earlier, where you can actually access information. So information from all of these platforms has actually not been out there. This morning, I actually checked the Instagram page of the NCDC, and the last time they posted was May 28th. So if you look at it, there's not only a limitation of speech, but also there is a limitation of access to information.
So in other words, it's not just the people, even the free flow of information has been affected. But on the back of this, there was talk about prosecuting any people who would be found culpable. There was talk of some people who had circumvented the process and were still tweeting, and that they would face, the music. Has any of that happened? Is any prosecution in the offing?
Well, for now, no. The attention of the Director of Media to the Attorney General of the Federation was called, to a fact that a few people, even people in government, have used the platform after the ban.
So we're still talking about the case in Nigeria of Twitter being blocked. And, well, ordinary Nigerians not being able to access that application. We've been interacting with Victor Matthias, who is a tech journalist. Victor, you can go ahead.
He was asked if he would.
Victor, if you can hear me, could you repeat that point you were making? Who was asked if he could do what? So we'll try and rectify the connection. Just about a few more matters to wrap up on. So Victor.
Indeed.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, like I was saying, the prosecution hasn't started yet. I was talking about how the media aid to the Attorney General was being shown a post where some government officials have used the platform after the suspension had taken place. But he is saying that they have to prove beyond reasonable doubt. Well, I don't know how much doubt he is in if he has tweets already that it's actually out there. Showing that these government officials have actually used the platform. So we have to wait and see in the coming days if indeed the prosecution of people who have circumvented the space, to use the platform will go on.
So finally, Victor, on the legal front, I do know that Alton, the mobile communications group, has stated categorically that it backs the UN's call that online and offline, capacities of people to post on social media, share their thoughts, should not be curtailed. But they have also said that for national interest provisions, they are going to comply. And in fact, they have complied. Are there any legal challenges in there? Is there any citizen? Are there any groups planning on taking on the administration as far as the legal aspect is concerned in Nigeria?
Absolutely, Benjamin. So a barrage of organizations led by the Nigerian Bar Association. That's the the body of lawyers in Nigeria have also. So you have the NBA, you have SERAP, you have quite a number of people who have come out to say they have given the government a particular a number of hours, as an ultimatum to rescind the decision. If not, they would meet in court. So yes, there is a threat of legal fireworks against the government, and we are waiting, of course, to see how all of that will play out in the courts. And one thing that is also worthy to note is the fact that the judiciary at the moment is actually on strike. They are having they are having conversations with the government, around some things that they feel have not been, put in place for the judiciary to properly work. So until that situation is sorted out, well, that legal fireworks just may not happen soon.
Victor Matthias, all the way from Nigeria. He's a tech journalist with Channels TV. Thank you so much, Victor, for engaging us.